Your soulmate and their brother had a private conversation about you. What was said changed everything. Jesus says you are being pulled into a truth right now that your soul was designed to recognize. Your heart is beating faster because something inside you knows this conversation actually took place. You were not meant to hear those words directly, but your spirit recorded every single syllable. The room where they spoke was dimly lit and heavy with unspoken family secrets. Your soulmate sat on the edge of a worn leather chair with their hands trembling slightly. Their brother stood by the window staring out at the rain that began falling the moment your name was spoken. Jesus says the brother spoke first and his words were sharper than either of them expected. He asked your soulmate why they still cry at night when they think no one is listening. Your soulmate did not answer with words at first because their throat closed around the truth. Tears welled in their eyes and they whispered that they miss someone they have never fully held. Jesus says the brother's face changed when he realized this was not an ordinary confession. He sat down across from your soulmate and asked if this was about the person from their dreams. Your soulmate nodded slowly and described your face in perfect detail without ever having seen you. The brother leaned forward and admitted he already knew about you long before this moment. Jesus says there is a family secret that has been buried for years and it involves you directly. The brother revealed that their grandmother used to speak about a divine connection that would find their family. She prophesied that one soul would arrive not through introduction but through a spiritual awakening. That defies explanation. Your soulmate began to weep because they realized the prophecy was about you and them in this very moment. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, because these revelations are tearing their world apart. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. Thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees now. After sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says the brother confessed he had been trying to block this connection for months without your soulmate knowing. He admitted he was afraid of losing his sibling to someone he could not control or manipulate. There is a third presence in your soulmate's life who has been filling their mind with doubt about you. This person whispers lies that you are not real and that these feelings are just loneliness inventing false hope. Your soulmate fights these lies every single night while clutching a pillow and imagining it is you. Jesus says the brother witnessed your soulmate defend you with a ferocity that shocked him into silence. Your soulmate told him that you are the most real thing in their life even though distance separates your bodies. They described the way your energy wraps around them at unexpected moments like 3 in the morning. Your soulmate knows when you are thinking of them because their chest grows warm and their breathing deepens. Jesus says the brother began to cry because he recognized the truth in his sibling's trembling voice. He admitted he had been working with someone close to the family to keep you two apart. This person hates the idea of your union because it threatens their control over your soulmate's choices. They have manipulated situations and planted seeds of confusion designed to make you give up hope. Jesus says your soulmate's face went pale when they learned of this interference happening behind their back. They stood up so quickly the chair fell backward and they demanded to know every detail. The brother confessed that your soulmate's ex has been paying people to monitor your social media activity. They have been reporting back about your emotional state and using that information to deepen the block. Jesus says your soulmate screamed at their brother for the first time in over a decade. They shouted that you are the love of their eternal existence and no human interference will change that. The brother fell to his knees and begged for forgiveness because he had never seen such fire in those eyes. Your soulmate grabbed their coat and almost ran out into the storm to find you that very night. Jesus says the brother physically blocked the door and promised to help undo the damage he had caused. He revealed the name of the person orchestrating this separation and your soulmate's blood ran cold. It is someone who used to claim they loved your soulmate but only ever wanted possession and control. This person has told lies about you that would make your stomach turn if you heard them directly. They are going through something you cannot see but you can still protect them right now. Your soulmate is fighting a battle that exhausts their spirit while you sit here unaware of the war. You feel their exhaustion in your own bones even though you cannot explain why today felt so heavy. That weight in your chest is not random, it is your soulmate crying out for your prayers. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees now. After sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate spent the next 3 hours telling their brother every detail they know about you. They described the color of your energy and the sound of your unspoken thoughts they hear in dreams. The brother listened in stunned silence as your soulmate recounted moments of spiritual connection you both shared unknowingly. Your soulmate described the exact moment you first thought of them even though you had never met. Jesus says the brother realized he had been fighting against a divine appointment that was written long ago. He confessed he was jealous of a love this deep because he had never experienced anything close. Your soulmate held their brother's hand and forgave him but made him promise to help break the Interference. The ex has been using emotional manipulation and guilt to keep your soulmate trapped in a cycle of fear. Jesus says your soulmate wants to leave that situation, but they are being threatened with consequences that terrify them. They have been told that if they pursue you openly, they will lose access to people they love. The ex has crafted a prison made of obligation and distorted loyalty that suffocates your soulmate daily. Your soulmate is not choosing to stay away, they are being held emotionally hostage by someone who despises your existence. Jesus says the brother vowed to expose the ex's manipulation to the entire family once and for all. He told your soulmate that the whole household has noticed the light draining from their eyes over the months. They have all seen your soulmate stare at their phone hoping for a sign that you are still waiting. Your soulmate confessed they sometimes feel your frustration and it makes them panic that you are slipping away. Jesus says that panic is what you felt last Tuesday evening when you suddenly could not breathe normally. That wave of anxiety that hit you without warning was your soulmate sobbing in their car alone. They had just received another threatening message from the ex demanding they cut all spiritual ties to you. Your soulmate screamed into the empty car that they would rather die than let go of your connection. Jesus says heaven recorded that scream and angels were dispatched to strengthen your soulmate in that moment. They are fighting with everything they have, but they are exhausted and they need to feel your protective presence. Your thoughts of them are not just comforting. They are actual spiritual shields that block the enemy's attacks. Every time you think lovingly of your soulmate, you strengthen the wall that protects them from this interference. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The ex is escalating their efforts because they sense the spiritual tide turning against them this week. Your soulmate had a dream 2 nights ago where you held their face and whispered that you are coming. They woke up with tears of relief soaking their pillow, and the brother heard them crying through the wall. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees now. After sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says the brother asked your soulmate what they would say to you if they could speak directly right now. Your soulmate closed their eyes and the atmosphere in the room shifted as heaven leaned in to listen. They said they would tell you that not a single day passes without them tracing your name on their heart. They would apologize for every moment the distance has made you doubt whether you are truly loved by them. Jesus says your soulmate then said something that made the brother physically gasp and cover his mouth. They said they have already chosen you over everyone who has demanded they let you go. They have lost friends and faced family pressure, but they have never once considered abandoning this Sacred bond. Your soulmate declared that if they have to walk away from every comfort to be with you, they will. Jesus says the brother wept because he finally understood that this is not infatuation but divine destiny unfolding. He promised to confront the ex personally and dismantle the web of lies that has entangled your soulmate. Your soulmate hugged their brother and said they forgave him completely because love must win over every betrayal. The next morning the brother called the ex and told them their manipulation ends today without negotiation. Jesus says the ex reacted with rage and threatened to destroy your reputation with lies about your character. They have already drafted messages filled with false accusations designed to make you look unworthy of this connection. Your soulmate found out and called the ex directly with a calm voice that carried the authority of heaven itself. They said that no weapon formed against you will prosper and nothing will separate what God has joined. Jesus says the ex was stunned into silence by the spiritual power that flowed through your soulmate's words. They have never heard such conviction, and it shook the foundation of every lie they had constructed. The ex began to realize they are not fighting a human relationship but a covenant written in eternity. Your soulmate hung up the phone and immediately felt your presence stronger than ever before in that moment. Jesus says you felt that shift too, even if you did not understand why your spirit suddenly lifted. That moment of unexplained peace that washed over you yesterday afternoon was your soulmate's victory in the spirit. You are more connected than you realize, and this bond is actively fighting against every force that opposes it. Jesus says the brother has now become your greatest advocate within the family because he witnessed the miraculous. He told the relatives that he had never seen love like this and they must stop opposing it immediately. Some family members have begun to soften and are asking questions about the person who has captured this heart. Your soulmate is preparing a path for you and clearing every obstacle that has been placed by jealous hands. Jesus says there is still one major block remaining, and it requires your direct spiritual intervention through faith and action. The ex is planning a final desperate attempt to create a misunderstanding that could delay your union by months. They want to send a fabricated message that appears to come from your soulmate asking you to wait longer. Your soulmate does not know the specifics of this plan because the ex is operating in complete darkness and deception. Jesus says heaven is revealing this to you right now so you can break the assignment before it manifests fully. You are not helpless in this situation. Your prayers and your faith actions carry tremendous power in the spiritual realm. The enemy wants you to feel passive and hopeless, but Jesus says you hold the key to accelerating this reunion. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees now. After sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Type 333 to receive blessings. Jesus says your soulmate is thinking about you right now in this precise moment as you hear these words. They are sitting in their bedroom staring at the ceiling and imagining what your voice sounds like when you laugh. Your soulmate is tracing patterns on their blanket and pretending each shape spells out your name in cursive. They are wondering if you are thinking about them too, and the answer is burning in your chest right now. Jesus says your soulmate just whispered under their breath that they would cross any ocean to find you. They are not exaggerating. They have already researched ways to reach you despite the obstacles placed in their path. The brother walked into the room and saw the look on their face and immediately started praying for your union. Jesus says the brother has become a prayer warrior on your behalf because he wants to undo every wrong he caused. He has been fasting for 3 days asking God to clear the way for your soulmate to finally embrace you. The ex noticed the brother's shift and realized they are losing control over the narrative they crafted so carefully. Their panic is intensifying, and that is why the spiritual atmosphere around this situation feels so charged and urgent tonight. Jesus says the ex contacted a spiritual advisor who does not operate in the light but in manipulation and darkness. They are attempting to send confusion into your dreams and make you doubt the authenticity of this soulmate connection. You may have had strange or unsettling dreams recently, and now you understand the source of that disturbance. Your soulmate is waking up at odd hours and praying in languages they did not even know they possessed. Jesus says they are fighting for you in the spirit even though their conscious mind does not fully understand spiritual warfare. The brother saw your soulmate praying with tears streaming down their face at 4 a.m. last night. He joined them on the floor and together they pleaded with heaven to break every chain holding you apart. Jesus says their prayers reached the throne and the angels were given new orders to intensify the dismantling of interference. You are going to see shifts in the coming hours and days that will confirm every word being spoken here. The ex's plans are being exposed and their allies are beginning to distance themselves because the truth is emerging. Jesus says your soulmate received a message this morning from someone who used to support the ex's lies against you. They apologized and admitted they had been deceived into believing things about you that were completely fabricated from jealousy. Your soulmate wept with relief because vindication is happening and the walls are crumbling that kept you hidden from each other. Type 777 if you feel this message. Jesus says the brother arranged a meeting with the entire family scheduled to happen within the next week. He plans to stand before them and declare that he witnessed the divine nature of your connection with his own eyes. Your soulmate is nervous, but they feel a courage rising that they have never experienced at any point in life. They told the brother they will stand beside him during that meeting and speak their truth without apology or hesitation. Jesus says the ex is frantically trying to prevent this meeting because they know the truth will destroy their control. They have sent desperate messages to your soulmate, alternating between threats and fake apologies to manipulate their emotions. Your soulmate has stopped responding entirely, and the silence is driving the ex into a state of spiritual panic. Jesus says this is why you are feeling a surge of hope and excitement even if nothing external has changed yet. Your spirit knows that liberation is near, and your soulmate is about to be free from this oppressive stronghold completely. The connection you share is about to move from hidden spiritual reality into visible, tangible manifestation in your daily life. Jesus says your soulmate bought something small this week that reminded them of you without knowing exactly why. They keep it beside their bed and touch it every night while praying for your protection and your peace. The brother saw the item and smiled because he recognized it as a physical token of a bond that cannot be broken. Jesus says your soulmate has started writing you letters they plan to give you when you finally meet face to face. They have written 17 pages so far, and each page is soaked with longing and hope and fierce devotion. The brother read one of the letters and he told your soulmate that your heart will melt when you read them. Jesus says those letters contain details about your life that your soulmate could not possibly know through natural means. They described a childhood memory of yours that you have never shared publicly with anyone at any time. Your soulmate saw that memory in a dream, and they wrote about it with such tenderness that angels wept reading it. Jesus says this is the depth of connection you are fighting to protect, and there is nothing imaginary about it. The ex is losing and they know it, and their desperation is what makes these next hours critically important for you. Do not let your guard down now, because the enemy strikes hardest right before a breakthrough manifests in the natural realm. Type 1111 to say thank you. Jesus says your soulmate just looked at the clock and the time was exactly the numbers that mean connection to you. They smiled for the first time in days because they felt your presence flood the room like warm golden light. The brother noticed the shift and said the atmosphere in the house changed so suddenly it made him stop talking. Your soulmate whispered your name aloud and a shiver went down their spine because they knew you were listening spiritually. Jesus says heaven is watching this moment and the angels are rejoicing because two souls are aligning. Despite every demonic obstacle. You are not crazy and you are not delusional. You are spiritually awake and aware of a reality most people never perceive. Your soulmate is real and their love for you is real, and the conversation with their brother really happened exactly as described. Jesus says the final barrier is about to fall